Hi, Internet. It's me, Udoka. Welcome to my channel where I usually talk about mental health stuff, but sometimes I also talk about whatever I want, and I want to talk about this Olivia Jade thing. Before I get into Olivia Jade, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who's been leaving all these wonderful comments on my last two videos. I so appreciate it. I love you guys. I really, really love it. There was no one who disagreed with me on my Without a Crystal Ball video, but there was one person who disagreed with me on the Dad Challenge podcast video I made. And just like I figured, I mean, after we said our sides and what we thought, we were like, yeah, we're just going to have to agree to disagree. We just have to. Actually, I think a second person disagrees with what I said as well, but they kind of posted like earlier today. They haven't responded to my rebuttal. But, you know, like everybody has been really sweet. I really appreciate it. And to all the new subscribers, I low-key kind of don't know why you subscribe, like because I just post whatever I'm thinking or feeling, and I also love documenting my mental health journey, so that's kind of what I put here. So I really appreciate you guys liking me enough to subscribe. So going on to Olivia Jade. By the way, I am super sleepy. I'm super sleepy. This video is being uploaded as I sleep, okay? So I'm making use of time. What's that? Good time management skills. Olivia Jade. If you don't know who she is, she's this girl who I'm trying to show my thing. My You see her? You see her? Okay. She is the daughter of that lady who was an actress in Full House. And she got accepted to go to USC. USC is University of Southern California. It is of the public universities in America. It's one of the more prestigious ones. Expensive. Okay, if you are a fan of Saweetie, she made sure that she graduated from there. Trust and believe, Saweetie got her credits from a cheaper university and then transferred to USC so she can say she's a USC graduate, but save some coin. However, Olivia Jade is the opposite. Okay, Saweetie is a rapper, and she didn't have money at the time, so she was trying to save some coin. You know what I'm saying? That get your credits and transfer to a better school. You only at that school for 2 years, a year or two, but you get to say you're an alumni. Olivia Jade hadn't made in the shade because her family is rich and connected. Her father is Mossimo. If you remember that clothing brand, I think they used to sell it at Target. Her mom was that actress. You know, they live in California. They have, celebrity friends, all this. And Olivia Jade didn't want to go to college. She didn't want to go. But, older people, that college degree means a lot to them. It means something. It symbolizes something to them. And you get to be more connected and things like that. So her parents said, nah, sorry, girl. You talking about having a career off of YouTube? That's not a career, ma'am. You talking about networking with other YouTubers? Why are you going to connect with other YouTubers? You're rich. Why are you going to... I can just imagine her parents, thinking, my own daughter wants to be with the commoners. That's kind of the vibe. That's the vibe, right? So they said, no, you're going to college, okay? don't worry, honey. We are going to hire this college counselor. He gets everybody into college. Don't worry about it. Now, what they did was so bad that they're now in jail, okay? This Olivia Jade's mom is in jail. Her dad is in jail for fraud. The biggest college admission fraud to ever be investigated in American history, okay? It wasn't just her parents that paid over $500,000 to ensure that their child got into this university, but there were several others. And I think more than just USC involved. It was a big thing. But Olivia Jade and her family got the brunt of it because they're the most famous. Some people defended Olivia Jade in a few ways. And I'm going to tell you why I disagree. Reason number one, people defended her. They said, well, rich people buy their way into college all the time. True. But not the fraudulent way her parents did. Rich people buy buildings so their child gets accepted into the college. Rich people donate into scholarships. How you're supposed to pay your way into a school is by providing monetary resources that will be used by the rest of the student body. Okay? Like, yeah, if you donate to my university a whole ass building, I am effectively your B. I'm your B. You can tell me what would you like, sir? Okay, you paid for a whole building. Whatever you want goes. Right. That is how you influence things to go your way when you have money. Olivia Jade's parents didn't do it that way. Why they didn't do it that way, I don't know. Like, why they couldn't. Here, USC, here's $500,000 for whatever you want. Will you let my kids into your school? They would have said yes. I don't know why they wanted to do it this fraudulent way. I don't know why. The parents haven't commented on it. But when you pay somebody to lie about your SAT scores and whatever, lie on your resume, and worst of all, lie that you are a semi-professional level athlete and get accepted into a school in the pool that is reserved specifically for athletes. And by that way you got in because some of that $500,000 went towards one of the coaches. That part. Now, I don't agree with the people who say it's fine, rich people pay their way to get their kids into school all the time. I disagree because the way it's supposed to be done is a way that actually benefits everyone. Now, am I saying that's right? Oh, you gave us money, so we're gonna accept whoever you want us to accept. That's not the discussion of the day. That's a different moral discussion. However, in the very least, if you're gonna pay your way, you're improving the environment for everyone that couldn't pay their way. The way Olivia Jade's parents did it fraudulently I don't know how to say this. They essentially 2 spots that could have gone to somebody who actually deserved it is now gone because of your fraudulent behavior. So while your rich peers are paying their way to enter school by way of benefiting the student body, you pay your way to enter the school by way of hurting the student body. Because now coach is like, oh, I got 30 rowing girls on my roster, except 2 of them, I never see them. You're hurting the school. You prevented that school from gaining 2 athletes who are of the caliber needed that the school was looking for, so they can win, championships and bring more funds to the school and increase the reputation in whatnot. You actually damaging the school by doing it fraudulently. Not to talk about removing all trust that students have in the system and believing that they can achieve greatness by going into a school. So I disagree with that. Defense number 2, people are saying, well, she didn't know. She didn't pay that money. She didn't make that arrangement. She didn't do it. She didn't do it. She didn't do it. She's a little girl. She was 18, all that. I disagree. This is allegedly. I think she knew. I think she knew and she didn't care. She knew and she didn't care. Think about it. This is a girl who had there was no part of her body that wanted to go to college. She tells you this in her YouTube channel. She did not want to go to college. She fought with her parents about going to college. She did not want to go. So, of course, when her parents say, well, you don't have a choice, we're paying for a college counselor, she's like, whatever. She doesn't care. She didn't care. She was just doing what her parents told her to do. But I believe that she knew what was going on was fraudulent. You can't tell me, listen, because the court files are out, okay? There's phone transcripts out here. There's emails out here. You can't, in one of the emails, the counselor said, can you go and tell her to go collect this and this information I need? Okay, let me go and tell her. It wasn't like, so that alone lets me know that Olivia is an active participant in this stuff, because if she's going to get the stuff that her dad tells her to go get, she's an active participant. It would be different if her dad was like, oh, I have access to all her information, let me just get it myself. That would be different, because that means she doesn't know what's going on. But if her dad's coming to her saying, hey, your college admission counselor needs XYZ, ABC, she's somehow in the loop. You're saying that doesn't mean she knew that they was being fraudulent. You're right. But when your dad asks you to sit on a rowing machine and act like you know what you're doing, oh, why, Dad? Why? You think he said, well, I just want pictures of my baby on a rowing machine? No, he said, this is what we need to get you into the college. You sit on that rowing machine. The girl is 18. Why are we saying her age as if that means anything? You know something's going on. You know something's going on. Why am I sitting on this row? Oh, they probably think this will increase my chances. They'll think I'm on the rowing team. Girl, you know very damn well that you're not on the rowing team. This is very hurtful. Like, just this whole situation, very frustrating too. I was not a college athlete, but I know how hard high schoolers work to get admitted into a prestigious college based on their athletic performance. I know how hard they work. I know how much they sacrifice normal teenage life. I know how much their grades are sacrificed. Some of these kids, their grades, they sacrifice their grades for athletic greatness, and said, well, I'm going to get in on my athleticism, not my grades. I have to pick one. So this situation, I know it's very frustrating for those college athletes. So I believe she knew. I believe she knew what was going on. She just didn't care. when your mom says, clean your room. I don't want to clean my room. Clean your room. I don't know, fine. Like you're just doing what your parents told you to do to get them off your back. You don't care. You're not thinking about this and that. In my personal opinion, the girl is spoiled. If you watch her YouTube videos, you'll see that she is spoiled. Which, that's not her fault. Like, if your mom is rich and she's buying you this, that, and the third fashion outfits, appliances, makeup, this, that, you're going to be spoiled. You can't help it. And she went to a school full of other rich kids who likely are spoiled. It's a completely different culture than people who aren't rich. I didn't attend very frequently rich schools, but I lived in an area that had rich schools. And every now and then I did hang out with those really rich kids. It is completely different. It is completely different. We're now in the age of 2020 where it's a little bit different. So if you are in an environment where you're just so out of touch with what the average person goes through, you have social media to kind of see life on the other side. But even just 2 years ago, 3-4 years ago, it just was not the same. Like, just look at the emergence of TikTok, what that has done to open people's minds to other ways of living and other ways of thinking. TikTok just came out. So, all that to say, the things that regular students worry about, think about, the things that regular parents worry about, think about, the things that regular people who attend college, want to attend college and graduate from college think about, it is a different world than what is on Olivia Jade's mind and the people around her mind and the adults who influence her mind. Because for Olivia Jade and her family, a college degree is not her ticket to getting a good job or whatever. A college degree is simply a social gesture. Like, you know what I mean? Like how you curtsy. When you see the king, you curtsy, you bow. It's a gesture to show that you're a civilized person. That's how they see the college degree. And she didn't care about that. So her parents are in jail. If you want to call it jail. More like summer camp for adults. Dude, you know what's so crazy to me? Like, white collar crime. I mean, that just takes me on a whole nother topic. The prison industry and prison reform. But dude, white collar crime is... Did y'all see that documentary about Jeffrey Epstein when he went to jail? He went to the rich people jail and they pretty much let him do whatever he wanted. Like, he didn't live in the jail. They let him leave and live life. And just every now and then he had to show his face in the jail to be like, yeah, I'm in jail. Like, I think this is my opinion, worst case scenario, the family suffered a big fine and some social embarrassment. That's it. Meanwhile, people can get arrested for having a gram of such and such and suffer inhumane conditions when they go to prison. It's messed up, y'all. It's messed up. It's a messed up world. But that's where her parents are right now. And Olivia's response to the whole situation, uncouth, and, nobody likes it. The only people who stood by her side were obviously other celebrities and other people who knew her personally. Because, like, when you have a friend that's wildin', like when you have a friend, you're like, come on, girl, you know what you did was wrong, girl. But you in public, you still gonna, That's my girl. You know, in public, you still gonna back her up, but in private, you like, girl, come on. Like, you know what you did was wrong. And then your friend will justify, like, oh my gosh, no, everyone's just too sensitive. You know what I mean? Like, when you talk about it with your friends, it's not taken as seriously as all the college graduates with student loans that they are struggling to pay off. Okay, they're taking it a little bit differently. So her response was tone deaf. She was very mad at her parents because this whole fiasco caused her YouTube channel to decline. Let me see how many subscribers. Well, she still has 1.8 million subscribers. I mean, I think if she really wanted to, she could pull a Jeffree Star and just keep posting like nothing's wrong. I think she really could if she really wanted to. What was her last video? Oh, she deleted. Oh, girl, she deleted. She deleted everything within 11 months. Okay. But if she really wanted to, she could pull a Jeffree Star. But she was mad at her parents because this situation made her look bad. And she felt resentful. This is my opinion. My opinion, she was resentful of her parents. I didn't even want to go to college. I didn't care about college. You knew I was wilding out in high school. You knew I don't care about school. I just did this because you told me to, and now the career that I actually care about is ruined. I told you the only thing I cared about is YouTube, and because I listened to you, you messed that up too. So not only did I have to go to school, which I didn't want to do, but the one thing I did love and want to do, you ruined it. Thanks, Mom and Dad. See if I care. That's my opinion. How? Because I know if I was in her shoes, I would 100% feel that way. 100% feel that way. I wouldn't be identifying with why everybody's mad. I would just be thinking about you messed up my plans. 100%. I think that's what she was thinking. So now it's been some time and the case has been decided and all of that. And Olivia Jade comes on Red Table Talk. First of all, I want to say I like how Jada Smith allowed her mom to express her feelings, because I'm sure she knew there is no way this privileged, rich, white girl is going to come on a Black female platform and people not going to feel some kind of way. So I really am glad that Jada had that, that foresight and said, hey, Mom, I know you don't want this girl on the show. Can you respectfully share your feelings on the show? Because a lot of people will feel the same way as you do. So I appreciated that aspect because it had to be said. It needed to be said. And if it was not said, it would then make the Smith family look really bad. It would draw suspicion on the Smith family, like, whoa, how are you guys in bed with each other somehow or what? So I like that and I appreciated that because that's what we're all thinking and feeling. Jada Smith's mom is just like, well, in all honesty, nobody cares. Like there is so much other stuff that we're dealing with financially, emotionally, socially, that you feeling like people aren't mad at you anymore for lying to get into an exclusive college. That's kind of like something that we give no F's about. Basically it's what Jada Smith's mom said. So I appreciated that people were curious as to why Jada Smith's daughter, Willow Smith, had nothing to say. I'm just thinking if I were there and I am in that age range, so it's something that's kind of relevant to me and I have thoughts about it, and I'm very sure that my friends were talking about it, I would just keep my mouth shut because I probably wouldn't have anything nice to say. I really feel like Willow Smith played well, if I ain't got nothing nice to say, I ain't gonna say nothing else at all. The only thing Willow Smith said was, your hair is so pretty. I don't know. She said, oh, I love that bracelet that you're wearing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I found the one thing nice to say. Let me say it right now before the podcast ends. So, Olivia Jade wants redemption. Coming on a talk show will not provide you redemption. I think people feel confused as to what was the intended outcome, because this really didn't do anything. I mean, maybe she feels better that my side is out. People know what I'm thinking and feeling, and maybe that makes her feel better. But as far as redemption, that's not happening. Unless she somehow comes up with $500,000 to donate to people in need, to start a scholarship fund, to help other kids get into college. Unless she actively does something like that, as if to try to retroactively correct the harm that she caused, unless she's going to do that, she's not going to be redeemed. She's not redeemable. There is no redemption unless she is going to actively do things like that. And in my opinion, I don't think she cares. The way she came across in the interview, she was saying that she's sorry that things came out. She was sorry about the situation. On one hand, I understand the balance, the trickiness of publicly admitting fault. She never said, I'm sorry that I engaged in this. I'm sorry that I did that. She never said that. On one hand, I understand that once you admit fault, depending on the situation and depending on how you process issues, you can actually put yourself in a worse place. So on one hand, I understand that. And on the other hand, it's like, how can the word redemption come out of your mouth if you're not going to accept fault? Then the word redemption shouldn't come out of your mouth. You should just say, I just want people to know my side. The redemption shouldn't come out of your mouth if you're going to play the I'm technically not accepting fault game. And just based on the things she was saying, it just doesn't seem like she gets it. She said that at the time she didn't get it. She didn't understand why people were mad. I think she still doesn't get it. And there's no reason for her to get it. There's no reason for her to care. This literally, like Jada Smith's mom said, Olivia, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Whether people forgive you or not, you'll be fine. If you posted a video today, a sponsor's going to email you and offer you $1,000 to post. You will be fine. Just you notice how Jeffree Star has a lot of issues around him, but he's fine. I don't know about emotionally, honey, and his relationships and stuff like that, but financially, career-wise, he's fine. Olivia will be fine. That's also kind of why people are like, we don't care. You don't need us. You don't need us to forgive you. You don't need us. You are fine. And we don't care if you understand why we think you're on some messed up stuff. We don't care that because we know you don't care, and you don't need to pretend that you care. You just need to not. You don't need to. It's a good thing that she addressed it though, because now that she's kind of addressed it out in the open, enough people will sympathize with her that she can come back to YouTube and get back started on the career that she wanted all along. So the situation is very frustrating. It's very annoying, but it's a reminder about, hey, welcome to the real world. In the real world, if you have the money, the connections, the family, you can kind of get away with a lot of stuff without having to completely ruin your life in a way that the regular person can't. So, welcome to reality. I guess my 2 cents on the situation is it's annoying. It is still annoying. And I don't think it will ever not be annoying unless Olivia Jade and or her parents do some big donations or have a big campaign around education. So that's my 2 cents. I hope you liked it. I don't know. I just appreciate that you guys enjoy hearing me talk. I am now going to get ready, leave my office, go to bed so I can put in some work tomorrow. With that being said, much love, much luck. Peace out.